Hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour, bonjour. This is not holding up too well on the bottom of the foot here. Need to find out another solution for this. A nice accent. Really? Midwesterner. Pirates of the Caribbean with a Minecraft skeleton. Yeah, it's called Monkey Island or Sea of Thieves. Alright, let's see. Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour. I don't know many French words. That's about one. That's one of the few. Comment kava. Am I reading that right? Okay, what are we gonna do here? Let's do I feel if it's a wooden peg, it will glue in much easier. Yeah, maybe this might be the right size here. Okay. Good to know. Let's see here. Does that fit? An axe? I just finished a Minotaur recently that had an axe. You had an inspiration for doing these models. Who would it be? I don't. Not anyone in particular. Wish I had a little bit more room there. To be very careful. I remember someone mentioning that. Can't remember what was said though. Yeah, right. an improved version. Would that make it inaccurate then? Or just kind of your own version? Midwest Americana. Dang it. Scorpio Seb, you always ruin all the fun. They thought I was French for a little bit. Let's see, let's do... Makes me wonder if I'll actually end up gluing him down to this piece of decking at some point. Oop. Just make him part of the piece that slides out with the deck. This is not a commission piece, but it is claimed. It means it is it does have a home once it's finished. Okay, let's focus on the parts that need to be finished. So we need to do barnacles and a starfish on the side of the boat, and we need to finish this part of the boat. And then I think after that, I think we really need to just... we have to do the lighting work. This is gonna be probably my most complex lighting jobs yet. And then I really want to do the water like we did the water for the Blue Dragon. So we have to figure that out. I'll just make a form-fitted sculpture out of Chavant that will remove this way off once, and that way we can mold and cast it and then reconnect it, fill in the gaps with 5-minute epoxy. Yeah, should work out. Okay, so tonight we need to focus on whatever's left to do on the boat itself. Needs to be figured out. Leave those on for right now. Take the heads off. German. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? All right, let me look at some reference, figure out how we want to do the head of this boat here. Oh, that's right. We need to make a channel for the LED. Yeah, this might be the last evening we need to do any like major sculpting. And then we need to just order materials and do the water and do the lighting. Probably. Probably. Hey, what's up, Plank Walker? It's probably not gonna fit. So. Yeah, perfect. Nice. Alright, you know, I'll just use the one that's on there. It's fine. Just a little less accurate. You want to hear that that Dremel action going on, huh? Here. Hello, Saradini. How you doing? Okay, so we'll just take this little end here, bend it over. Another day alive and well. Okay, so I'll show you. Let's see here. I think this is the size I'm going to be using. Is to run this fiber optic cable. That's too small. Let's see if it works. Ideally, it should get to the end and just curl out the hole. Could see it needing some help though. Oop. Let's see. Okay, let's see. me cut another piece because I want to see and make sure it's long enough, or that it's wide enough for 2. I think we probably already tested that. Smart past us, thinking ahead. Go grab some lights we can play around with. What's this? Ice blue. Might be one of them. Oh, totally just broke that. Nice. Good thing we don't need it. Red. Don't need red. Don't need street lamps. What's this? Just a detachment point. This can be for the skeleton pirate. Okay, we'll take that. Skeleton pirate. Alright, well I guess it's for this. Red. What are these ones? What is this? orange. Micro switch. Ice blue. 3 of them. We might have everything we need lights wise. Blue. Huh. I don't know what that is. Bunch of random stuff. Red? Nope. Side glow fiber optic. Find out what these ones are. Really be more organized with my light stuff. It'd be nice if I had some more of that rubber tubing that makes it so the LED light fits right onto the fiber optic. Okay, let's see what color this is. Oh, wrong voltage. What about this one? Oh, that's the one. That's what we need. I mean, there's some tangled unmarked cables in the mix. Let's see if they're both the same color. Okay, one's like an ice blue and one's like a cool white. Okay, we can use those. All right, set that down. Let's move these over. So, where's the drill? We need a drill bit that's precisely that size. I feel like it's not in here. Probably in here. I could see drilling just a smidge big. It gives us some wiggle room to shim it if we need to. Yeah, sure. Let's before we punch that other eye, let's put it in. Let's put it in all in together and in there, and make sure things are looking good. Let's see. Let me grab some electrical. We'll just use some electrical tape. Oh no, I have some. Aha, I thought I did. Oh, but I wonder if this might be for the smaller light. We will make it fit. I know it looks like gray light, but hold on. Kind of like a ghosty blue. Something's in the way. Okay, so the test is let's bend this fiber optic like almost at a right angle here. Oh. Okay, good. It still maintains its light. Perfect. Would it have been better to punch a hole in the bottom of that and run the optic up the back of the skeleton? Possibly. Yeah. That's a hindsight is 2020 move, though. I was unsure if the bottom would even connect to the ship when I first started planning this out. So that's why I made his hat removable, so he can essentially try to cover up the fiber optics with the rope that's holding him on or something. Yeah, right. Oh.
This, the song of sons and daughters, hide the heart of who we are, making peace to build a future, strong, united, working till we fall. The air and water flowing hard, the land we call our home, push to keep the dark from coming, feel the weight of what we owe. This, the song of sons and daughters, hide the heart of who we are, making peace to build a future, strong, united.
Now we could shim it. Grab those grab those little cut-off pieces. I'll make some shims. Will indeed work. Okay, let's get a different Dremel bit on. Better jab for the Dremel tool. So this is all kind of like pre-planning because we still need to sculpt the rest of this boat, but it's better if we kind of test fit it and get everything kind of pre-planned. Then we can sculpt the last stage of the boat. Then we probably even do the paint work before we even do this next part. Probably. We just want to have all the channels and pathways and everything like that figured out. Hey, what's up, B? Yes, I seen that. I'll definitely get back to you. Just didn't get a chance to yet today. Okay, let's see here. Let's take this out. Yeah, put them on backwards. No, no pirates hanging upside down. Oh. Hmm. Bit higher, I think. Oops. Hey, what's up, Corvic? All right. Yeah, that's exactly what I plan to do. Is to whatever like rope or whatever is securing him to the rafter here, whatever he's hanging from, that's gonna cover up the fiber optic. Could even do just mixed media with like some jute rope or something. Probably be something like rope. Okay. And so we just have to do this process with every single one of these guys. But these ones are all attached to the boat. I think we'll try to just come up through the side here or something. I could see. Let's remove this. We take like a little window or panel here. Needs to be cut better on this side, I think. Okay, we'll keep that little piece. And then maybe we just kind of Dremel a channel down the backside. And then we have to cover it up with epoxy clay. Probably be easier than trying to, well, unless we can get the fiber optic to light up there. I think so. Let's see. I mean, yeah, actually, you know what, we can. Hello, Delano. Okay, you know what, let's just, I can feel myself wanting to get really into this where we're actually putting the lights together. Let's pause there and switch back to sculpting and get the last parts done on the boat that we need to get done. Because we need it to be done baking before we can actually add these lights. Let me just remove this here. Okay, now I don't think we're gonna end up keeping these, so we can remove these. Let's go, let me go refill my coffee. Then we're just gonna do the final sculpting on this boat where we will put in the barnacles, last details, and then sculpt. Really, it's just this kind of head part. The only thing I'm not 100% happy with is the deck. How the deck slides in real nice. I just wish I want it to be a little bit more secure. You know, we could slide it in. It fits really snug, but it wants to slide out. So maybe we need to create some sort of a race me for coffee. All right, ready, Zed? Go. This is the part where I stop running and just watch him run really fast and laugh. Okay, so, yeah, the deck, we need to create some sort of way that will kind of lock in place. I think what will happen is where the pirate is standing, where these holes are, underneath the deck, we're gonna make 2 pillars. So when we slide the deck in, and then we put the pirate in place, it'll be kind of held together with the pirate. You know, won't want to slide out anymore because we'll probably use the square tubing at the bottom of the feet. Yeah, something like that. I could see that definitely working. Once we have that figured out, then we can go from there and make it all come apart. Because the idea here is I want this deck to be able to be removed, because we're going to create a nice little light compartment down below that Clayton will be able to swap out lights, 20 years from now when they eventually go out. That's the plan. Okay. All right, coffee. I'll be right back. Okay. Let me pull up some reference really quick here. We made this barnacle mold. I think I'm going to end up just sculpting them all by hand because I'm impatient. Probably. Okay, let's see here. Let me pull up the right reference. They are simple enough. That's true. I used all the ones I made on Captain Sabretooth. Part of me is tempted to do like something fancy with the head of the boat here. Very tempting, but then it might read a little more Viking style. Oops. This is our skeleton pirate project. let's cut these off. Alright, we'll start with addressing this here. Hey, what's up, Force? Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. Yes. Yeah. This project, it started off as a personal project, but I found a home. I never keep any of my work, even my personal projects. Gotta eat, know what I mean? Oh no, that one's up for grabs. Troll Puppet, the robot. I think those are the two unclaimed ones currently. Hey, Mitty Mew. You're so bad already? Yeah, me too. Me too. How was your stream? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. San Diego Comic-Con. Oh, man. When's that? Con season already upon us, huh? Oh, July. That's coming up close. How many Comic-Cons have you done? Okay. And so okay, so you got a good scope of the land by now. Is it kind of hit or miss with that stuff, or is that's kind of like a show you can depend on being like a net gain at the end of it all? I think most people don't realize how much it takes effort and financially to do something like that. It's quite a lot. Yeah, right. Yeah, have you noticed any significant differences since like the advent of AI? Or they kind of, I imagine they're pretty on top of making sure people aren't coming out of the woodwork selling AI produced stuff. But I don't know. So do some brushing here. Ooh. You and me both. Right. Has there been any sort of difference you've noticed as of yet, or is everything pretty tame still? Like people you never seen before coming out of the woodwork with like, next level work. I started drawing like 2 days ago. What's up? My name is Jeff. Check out my wares. Get out of here, Jeff. Hello, fellow artists. Yes. Golden ratios and such. Yes. Right. In the theorem, the color of the theorems. Yes, I do. Oh yeah, I mean, I think I honestly think there's just been an uptick in general in people pursuing craft, arts, the art forms, especially as things have gotten more popular. Nerddom has become more mainstream. tar and feather him. Yeah, I mean, I can understand though, people that do fan art. Because, yeah, even if you're very, very good and have great designs, coming out of the gate selling your own designs, even if they're very good and well done, is not easy. Many artists have had to use production of fan art to to build the name from. Yeah, definitely. I do a lot of originals nowadays, but back when I started, my kind of niche was just doing game, sculptures from game characters. Without that, it wouldn't have been sustainable. All right, that'll have a bunch of ropes, and we'll do a bunch of like damage and cuts and stuff on there. I might want to kind of profile this down a little bit, but we're going to have to bake it first. All right, let's do barnacles and a starfish somewhere. Let's start with the starfish. Maybe right there. It's funny, Comic-Con, because there's like some heart, like you're probably even one of them, but like back before comics were cool, people that have been going to Comic-Con since back then, and like now it's just become this like super over the top bunch of people there that are just Don't even read comics. You guys are just like, Back when you had the ladies' room all to yourself. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a bummer when there's pros and cons, but like when something you're into and you have fun with becomes like a little bit more mainstream popular, it kind of kills it a little bit. Look, they made a comic out of this movie. Yeah. Oh man. It's become like a party scene instead, you know, like just show up dressed as like there's the guy that shows up dressed as Superman, doesn't even watch the movies or read the comics or know anything about Superman, but he's just there to party. That Superman guy. Go back to your sports ball, Superman. Okay. Got a good starfish reference. Let's get to sculpting. All right, Midi Mew. Thanks again for the raid. We'll catch you later. Okay, so let's do a Y. There. Organic stars. Yes, please. Not to be perfect with an organic star. Thank you, Omar. I appreciate the kind words, my friend. I regret to inform you I am but a student still. I will always be a student. Pillow star? Brittle star? I don't know. What's the plan for your young heiress this summer? Summer camp in the boonies? No. I don't know. We got most of our stuff planned for the fall. Harvesting garlic. That's what I got planned. Yeah, we don't got really anything particular planned. Yeah. Yeah, right. Isn't that funny? Children need to socialize with other kids so they know how to act in public. It's like, what? That makes no sense. I think the last people they need to learn how to socialize from is other children. We get out to the parks, and there's this really awesome activity center we go to pretty often where she can hang out with other kids. She definitely brings those communication skills, though, I tell you. Good free fun. Miss Emma's already reading 4-letter words. She's doing quite well. Elbow joint. Yeah. Conflict resolution. Yeah, I don't know. We have. Do they really, though? Do they really learn conflict resolution from kids? Or is this something the parents teach? Because we have conflicts here at the household with the resolutions that don't end up with the other person not ending up bullied or beat up. I've seen her use some of the things we've taught her as far as that goes with other kids on the playground. But it doesn't come from the kids, and it comes from the parents. Everything comes from the parents. The good, the bad. All of it. They're a bunch of little mirrors running around. How you doing there, soldier dude? Good evening, my friend. Okay, let's brush this very heavily to round everything off, and then we'll do texturing. Good, man. I just finished up braiding all my garlic today, and I harvested dried mustard seeds and peas. Some seed harvest. Sometimes the seed harvest is better than the actual produce harvest itself, you know. I have such a high value for seeds. Like in my mind, it's like I'm picking money. Have you seen packets of seeds though? I mean, the cost nowadays, the good heirloom varieties can be like $4 a pack. So it kind of is. Garden food is the best. Yep. Let's see what else is going on back there. Some of the onions are starting to plop down. None of the big ones, some of the smaller ones. Got all my garlic braided up. Lovely into these lovely braids here. There's a little sample. Good size, all of them. I just hang this up in the kitchen, like so. Let's just put that right there. I probably got about 6 or 7 of these braids worth this year. I still have a braid hanging in here from last year. This really small ones. They really last a while when you just braid them like that and just hang them up. Let me think what else is going on back there. Tomatoes are starting to really pop off. Watermelons are starting to take off. I have to really get back there and manage them. Peppers are going nice and slow. What else? What else is there? Just kind of waiting for a lot of the onions to drop. Tomatoes are the big harvesting season here. We do a lot of stuff with tomatoes, so that's the one thing that is always a million times better from the garden. It's tomatoes. No, definitely not. Has way too much work. A lot of my varieties I grow are indeterminate, meaning they just like grow like a pumpkin vine. They just grow like crazy. I just try to like contain. What I do is once there's an area of tomatoes going, I put stakes all around it and like wrap it with string, you know, like just try to kind of keep it contained as best I can. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a, you know, jungle style, jungle format tomatoes. Yeah, I just honestly, I think it gets to almost every year. It gets to the point where, like, for some reason during this time of year, other things just kind of get really busy. Plus the like heat just keeps me away from the back, and then it just gets out of hand quick. So the way I plan out my garden is, so once everything's set, I don't have to do much to it, and it'll kind of self-manage. Like I use mulch and cardboard and stuff like that to really block out anything that could possibly grow that's not the stuff that I like. But yeah, ultimately it's like I don't want to do any work other than the harvest, you know. Gorillamators, yeah. I'm telling you, the most productive year for tomatoes I ever had was when I just let them go crazy. And they took over like a whole like section of the garden where I was like, I had to go in with like a machete and like bushwhack my way through there with a little bag. But I'd come out with like a huge bag of tomatoes, because tomatoes are just like all along the tomato stem, there's those little hairs coming off the stem. If that touches the dirt at any point during the stem, it produces a new set of roots. So what ended up happening is I ended up growing tomatoes kind of like how you grow like how you would grow like squash or watermelons. More contact with the ground, so that ended up bringing in way more like nutrients and water to those plants because they had so much more root activity. The downside is pain in the butt to harvest because they're just, you know, you gotta really like bushwhack your way through. And that was also the year there was a sneaky stinging nettle in the mix of all those tomatoes. So I'd go in there to like get harvest, and I'd come out and my like legs be all cut up. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I thought I was getting attacked by like some insects or something. But no, it was a stinging nettle plant like intertwined and mixed in with the tomatoes. That was a pain in the butt. Literally. This year is it's more tame this year for sure, but still a little bit more on the crazy side. One thing I like to do is I'll actually when I get pepper plants, when they start coming up, I will pick off the flower buds for a little while actually. Pepper plants like to start producing peppers really early. And if you just keep picking the flower buds off, the plant will focus more on like growing in size. Because then you just end up with this tiny little pepper plant with like one big huge pepper it's trying to like support. It's about the only kind of micromanaging I'll do. I've always wanted to grow tomatoes vertically, you know, where you have like a rail system where you tie the top of the plant and almost grow it kind of like how hops is supposed to grow. I have hops growing in the garden too, and they're actually doing really good. Very much kind of consumed my whole wood pile. Growing all over the shed. Right. Apparently, the sting of a stinging nettle is supposed to actually be beneficial for certain things. Almost kind of like acupuncture. I just learned that today. Almost like a natural Botox. Just grab a branch of it and just whip yourself in the face. Makes you look younger. Nettle-free face cream. You know, I don't mind the wrinkles. I'll just I'll let the old face get a little old. That's fine by me. I don't need nettles in my face. Not harmful, just annoying. Yeah. Well, it's little hypodermic needles that like some sort of substance on the end that makes the stinging sensation. Nettle is actually a very useful plant. It's extremely healthy as far as like vitamins and stuff like that. And I think you can even use it kind of like hemp, where you can like make clothes and stuff with it. I wouldn't mind growing some. I had that nettle in my. I got the nettles because the year prior it got very snowy. You can make tea, and if you cook it, the needles go away. So if you get it's very high in iron and can't remember what else. But when you cook it, it eliminates any of the stinging nettle part, so you can eat it. But yeah, so the year prior I had grown Brussels sprouts and I didn't harvest all of them. So there was rabbits. The snow level got so high they're able to go over my little fence, and they were just munching on the Brussels sprouts all winter long. You could see like the footprints going to the Brussels sprout plant with the little rabbit turds. Well, my theory is one of those rabbits had eaten some nettle seeds and planted nettles right next to that spot the next season. So they paid for the Brussels sprouts by giving me some nettles. Nettles, salad fingers. Did you know the maker of salad fingers was he was streaming for a little while. I don't know if he still is, but he was actually on. He was on Twitch streaming for quite a bit there. I don't think he stuck with it, but that brought me back some nostalgia there. Seeing his work. It's kind of crazy it must be kind of surreal to make something so iconic that like literally everybody knows. But like still be like struggling through life. It'd be like designing like Superman and then still on the grind even though everybody knows it. Just needs to come out with like a salad fingers t-shirt or something. Us artists are not very good businessmen, that's for sure. I'm not actually sure if he might have been very well to do for all I know. I just assume he's yeah, still on the grind. I'm growing a lot of amaranth this year. This year I plan on actually harvesting a good amount of it and trying to make a loaf of bread from literally from scratch, from harvest all the way to bread loaf. A lot, I say this to the missus too. The garden isn't just about, you know, producing all of your food and sustaining off of your, garden. It's more of a knowledge grab than anything. It's the going through. You can't really learn something until you go through the motions. To retain the knowledge of something you've learned, you need to execute it. You need to do it. You can read about things in a book all day, but it's not gonna really stick until you put it to use. So a lot of my gardening escapades are all about just the know-how more than the actual produce or the food product. It's just like with sculpting, It's not about the actual finished sculpture. It's about the know-how, the knowledge gain. That's the real thing I'm after. The finished sculpture is just the side effect of the pursuit. And the research funding. Fund by research. humanity and our insatiable desire for more knowledge. By golly, that be Barnacle Bill's boat. No, this is Patrick. All right, that'd be a nice little sea star there. Let's hit it up with the brush once more. Start adding some barnacles. Oop. Let's think about water level. Usually barnacles kind of accumulate around the water level. Let's brush some glue on those so they don't go nowhere.
The strength of the cnotbusch kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
Hey, a blue skittle. I saw you shouting me out 56 minutes ago. Now you're raiding in here, huh? Just causing all kinds of disruption. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Howdy. What were you up to? How was your stream? It's been good. Yeah, it's been really good. We're working on a skeleton pirate ship currently. Just putting some barnacles on the boat. They wouldn't let you end. Yeah, they never want it to end. All good things must come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. So something new can start. So welcome in. Magical fiery antlers on a deer. Okay, wonderful. We are sculpting, if you're new here, I make one-of-a-kind custom sculptures. My name's cnotbusch. We just made this starfish on this boat here. Now we're going to do all these barnacles. This is the skeleton pirate boat. Here's the captain. And the crew. He'll be kind of like this on the front. We also messed around with LEDs. There's more crew, but they're just heads. No, we do hand sculpting. Everything's done traditionally by hand. Let me show you kind of how the eyes are looking. Set that down. Let me turn the filter off so you can actually see the color. Yeah, so this whole piece will be lit up. There you go. Kind of that bluish, ghosty bluish light. The underbelly of the ship will be lit up, and the pirate's eyes will all be lit up, and the captain will have his rib cage lit up as well. So, yar. Yeah, we're doing the last section of sculpting on the ship, so we can actually start rigging all the fiber optic lighting. There's another skeleton boy here. A little pirate chest. Yeah, I can't wait to see it all come together. And I'm going to sculpt. There's going to be kind of like a water or wave effect going on the front here. That we'll sculpt out of like Chavant. And then we'll use molding and casting to create a nice water effect with clear resin. Okay. Back to barnacle sculpting. That's about all there is to it right there. Hey, thank you. Yeah, we just did the starfish. Maybe do a little bit of striations on the barnacles here. Like that. All right, hey, thanks again. I appreciate that. You have a good night. I'm on my last limb as well. I do 2 streams a day, and this is the end of my evening. I'm fading fast. I can feel it. The life force is falling away from my body. We experience an entire lifetime in a day. In the morning is our new birth. The midday is our adult years. The evening, our elderly years. We get tired and worn down. And at the very end, we rest. We sleep. That is our death of the day. Every day we rehearse our lifetime. Beginning, middle, and end. I still think a brittle star would work well. I don't know what that is. What is this you speak of? Like a certain type of starfish. Long, skinny starfish. Yeah, okay. I see. I don't think we'll do 2 starfish. That'll be too much. Too much starfish. Right. We'll see if I can sneak another session in on this before next week, so we can bake it and jump right into lights next week. And we'll start. We could also start sculpting the water, even though we don't have the materials to do the molding and casting. Maybe we'll do that before the lighting. Maybe. It would be nice to have the water before we do the lighting, so we can kind of play off of it. Yeah, we did a lot of figuring things out today, and it's all going to come together. So I think all the roping that we're going to do is we're going to use mixed media. We're going to use just jute rope so that way we can paint the skeletons and the skulls and the boat, and then bring it all together at the end with the rope. Same with the whale bones, so the objects aren't just floating on the boat, but they're actually anchored somehow or attached. I think that'll be the best way to do it. So okay, my friends, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I appreciate you all very much. Thanks for supporting my work. And I will be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll be working on painting the mimic. I think we're going to do an all-day mimic painting session, hopefully finishing it off. And hey, awesome, Saradini. I'm glad to be joining you on that journey that you're on there. And yeah, so let's try and push and get the mimic paint job done tomorrow. And that's what we'll be working on morning and evening. So Thursday is sculpting the Overlord in the morning and Escape from Tarkov in the evening. And Friday we'll be starting the head sculpt of a new dragon. So that's what we got lined up. Okay, let's find someone to raid. Let's see who is on. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Mr. Brock. Let's go raid Mr. Brock. Brock Brush Studios. Our friend from Canada land. He does airbrushing, like 2-dimensional airbrushing. So he's making a painting using the airbrush. Really awesome stuff. Let's go see what he's up to. Okay, my friends. Till next time. Bye-bye.